And good evening. Okay, it is a very good evening. And a good evening. Oh, the nectar of Aldi's cheap flagon tramp cider. Oh, and it's on a Wednesday evening as well. So what I thought I was going to do for the first in the series is Nuno Bettencourt. Oh. Now, as you'll know from my playing, there's no fucking way that I can play anything like this absolute fucking monster. But this is essentially really trying to give it his kind of tone. So I've been doing a bit of research over the last 2 or 3 months or so. He said Nuno Bettencourt is, to pardon his own song, he's a monster. It's a monster. Doodle-doon-doon-doon. He is a fucking monster of a player. I remember seeing him supporting Bryan Adams, not long after Bryan Adams released that the Robin Hood song, Everything I Do, and the lineup was Bryan Adams, Extreme, and oh god, I can't remember what the name of the band was now. It'll come back to me in a second anyway. But they came on first, and I thought, oh my god, these are amazing. Now, I kind of grew up with rock and metal. I also, from my brother, I inherited funk sort of stuff. So when Extreme come out, Jesus Christ, they were immense. But then over time then, I didn't really properly appreciate how good he was. Until recently, actually. Till they've released this new album out. He came on Rick Beato. And I thought, I'll check out a bit more of him. Wow. What a player. He's just phenomenal. And he sings as well. Really good singer as well at the same time as when he's actually playing. So I thought, okay, first person to have a bash at, I'm trying to get a tone like his, Nuno Bettencourt. So let's hop over to the Quad Cortex and the Cortex Control. Right, so that kind of gives it away. So as normal, guys, all the tones that I've been doing in the series are my own tones, are all freely downloadable from my profile on the Cortex Control software. The Bear World, yeah. Let me see if I can show you my profile. There we are, The Bear World. Just look me up and just help yourselves to any of my tones and stuff like that, guys. But anyway, so where are we going to start? Now, I did a bit of research into what he uses, and I was really surprised. So over the years, he's used like Mesa Boogies. I'll tell you what, actually, what I brought up, I'll bring up on the screen now for you, is, what's it called? Equipboard.com. So everyone has found out that he has been using the Proco Rat for a long time. I'll take you through the settings on that. I was really pleased to find that he uses and still uses to this day a Boss GT8. Check out some of my earlier videos from a long time ago, guys. I'm a huge GT8 fan. One of the finest, best all-round boards, especially for effects. Immense, and that's what he still uses now for a lot of his effects, is a Boss GT8. Amazing. He now uses, I'm just a standard Marshall GCM DSL, the dual super lead. Just uses one of those now. So his sound now is I would say is a little bit more. I find it a little bit more harsh than his older sound, but still got that Nuno Bettencourt. And if you've watched any videos of him playing, he will say 99% of the actual tone comes from your fingers. Completely agree. Do you know what? The amount of actual amps, effects and stuff like that I have had over the years, and I still now have nigh on the same fucking sound that I started off with on all the different types of pedal boards and stuff like that. My own tone is my own tone, regardless of what I've had. So maybe there's a bit of an element of truth in regardless of what the fuck you use, you still end up down in the same tone, and it sounds like you playing, just because your fingers, whatever. Anyway, he's got his normal Washburn N4. Now, today I'm using this trusty old Kramer Beretta Special. The reason why I've used this in particular, because when I first started putting this together, I started using the Strat with the new humbucker. No, I needed something with a bit more welly on the input. And especially, this is one of the guitars I've got with a hotter pickup in it. I think this must be something like about a 15k humbucker in it. Yeah. So it really needs that initial bash, that initial push. Now he uses Bill Lawrence pickups, but I think he's got the twin blade ones. So as his main in his N4. He has used the ADA MP1. What else? Fender Twins, probably from his clean sort of stuff. Yeah, Bill Lawrence L500XL. That's what's pushing it. And a Randall NB King 100 amp. I've seen him playing. I kind of got this patch from the It's a Monster sound that he was using. So anyway, yeah, I don't know whether he's ever used a Hughes and Kettner Triumph. He probably has. I'm not sure. I'm not a fucking Nuno Bettencourt expert. But what I thought was, I'll just have a bash at putting it, because I like this tone. Anyway, so let's go back to the Cortex control. So first of all, so he's got quite a thunk. That's the only way I can describe it. So when I was putting this together, I found I was having to use a little bit more threshold on the gate than I would normal. I'm just using the utility simple gate. That's all that's needed. I combine that then with my usual compressor. I don't think he uses a compressor, but I found again it gave me that thunk, that a little bit more attack but dead. So I'm using the Boss the Boss CS3. All I've done, this is at a standard level. The only thing I've done is it added a little bit more attack. All right. Right, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. The Proco Rat. So this is just the normal standard one that's in there. Now, as usual, guys, whenever I'm putting any of my patches together, you'll be pleased to know that all of the stuff that I'm going to be using for all my artist patches, all my own patches, are all completely downloadable free from Cortex Control. I might use ones that other people have uploaded and downloaded them, which you are more able to do. Yeah. The only time I might use something is if it's in the plugins and stuff like that. But I normally try to stay completely free, so you can get hold of all of this as well, guys. Plus, I'm too fucking tight to buy any extra bits and pieces. Anyway, so I was watching some videos, and he was saying he doesn't use very much distortion. The filter round about 12 o'clock, but he pushes it on the volume. So he doesn't really use it as a distortion pedal. Apparently uses this for tightening up the bottom end. However, he has got quite a thick bottom end, especially for a skinny lad. Anyway, so So if I turn this off now, back on. I'm finding there's a little bit more top end to it, but it works for him. Okay, the main amp, Brit 900. So apparently now he uses the DSL, the dual super lead. What I've found with his tone now is it's a little bit more fizzy than what I've got here now. But apparently, historically, he has used the Brit 900, the JCM 900, because it's got a lot of that extra little bit. However, right, this is one of the things that when I was doing my research on this, look at the fucking settings. So he's got, basically, while I was watching it, there was a little, I think it was a YouTube short of him, of an interview with him, and he said people go up to his amp on stage and say, "What the fuck, is there something wrong with your fucking amp tone?" No, it's not. He said he basically has is the presence on one, treble on one, mids on one, bass on about 4, and then just gains the fuck out of the amp.
This album I used a DSL 2000.
Okay.
So when I tell people that, they're like, really? You know, because that's what I used the other night as well. But I do it in a very unique way. Like if people, you know, if you came up on stage and tried my rig, you'd be like, hey, Nuno, something's wrong with your settings. Somebody must have went like, with you. And I'm like, no, that's it. And it's like, the presence is at 1, high end is at 1, mids are at 1, and like the bass is at 4. And then you just turn it up.
And that's the Nuno setting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's what I basically now have done here, and it works. Yeah, what I found, I think, so I've knocked that, as you see, in the treble and the balance, I've knocked that, treble and presence, I've knocked that down to 1. The mid, if I took it a little bit further down, I'll show you now. So that's on 1.2. So if I knock it down... It's made that big difference, just that slight little bit of difference. Knocking it down, because originally I put them all on 1. Yeah. And there was just something missing. So just raise a little, just say 1.2, 1.3. You put, and it had that cut. Yeah. Okay. Gain, I've got on about 3/4, and master I've got on about 7.8. Tailor your output to however you run your normal your Quad Cortex anyway. Okay. The speaker I'm using for this now is one I use quite often, which is my the 212 CA California Rector. It's a Rector, like a Rector Verb 1, vintage 1398. What I have done though, all this lot I've just left as is. So again, feel free to just use this. This is a bit of a starting block. That's what I've done. So I've shelved off a little bit of the top end because it was just too. Let me put it back. So that's right about there. Okay, so let me put that back to there. It's got too much top end on it. So right about there. And I've knocked a little bit of the bottom end off on the amp side. So let me go back there now. So 63 hertz. So just tightened up a bottom end a little bit, so it's not too flubby. Okay. So that's a speaker. Now, because I'm addicted to bass end, and he has all the stuff that I've been watching, he's got quite a thick, fat fucking bottom end tone on his live tone anyway. So I just wanted to add in just a little smidge. If I knock this off. It just loses that little something, doesn't it? Okay. I'm adding. I mean, that's the basic tone. I'm adding in a little bit, just a little bit, because he uses a very, very dry sound. If I just knock this off now. Just softens up a little bit. I've been playing around. He starts to use a bit more. So I was trying to get a lot of the stuff off the It's a Monster live tone he was using. I've loved this tone. If you're a Judas Priest fan, Turbo Lover. So you get that tone from it. So what I've done then is mix up at 85. Speed, I've dropped it down a little bit, and the regen. It's the regen that gives us that proper that sort of sound to it. Knock that off a second. I've been messing around with the phaser because he's been messing around with the phaser himself recently. Oh. Yeah. So, anyway, so really cheap, really quick one today, guys. Again, feel free to use this as a starting block. Have a bash with it, tailor it as you want for your own unit. Love it, absolutely love it. Until next time, guys, I'm going to go back to my tramp cider. And watch this space for some more artist patches. Alright, nice one, guys. Catch you later. Ta-da.